everybody. This is Mr. Biscayewitz, aka Mr. B, middle school engineering teacher at Hayfield Secondary School. This is a video about using Sketchup for schools to create a keychain. Now there is a longer video. This video is trying to make it shorter, assuming you've already seen the longer one and learned how SketchUp works, but maybe you just kind of need a refresher on certain parts of it. So I'm going to be moving through SketchUp to create the keychain much faster than I did in the other video. Other video was like 35 minutes long, but I'm teaching you a bunch of stuff in there. I'm going to go quickly. So if you've already seen the longer video, you just need a short reminder. And so we're going to go through it very quickly. I'm also going to do something. I talked about how I can use the keyboard to initiate some of the functions in SketchUp rather than clicking on the icons on the screen. I'm going to use that keyboard. They're called shortcut keys. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing at first, and then I'm just going to call out the key, and I will literally say the word click, meaning I just click the mouse, or I will say, I'll say what key I'm pressing, all right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it will as we get going. So let's get going, all right? So first of all, you want to go to Schoology and you're going to log in. There will be a file in your folder here. It says 3D modeling and printing. And this is a link to get into SketchUp. So you're just going to click that. We'll worry about the other links in the right now. Not right now, but a little bit later. And it's going to sign me in as Google, using my Google account. It might prompt you to how you want to log in and just say you want to log in Google. There are other options on there like Clever. You don't want to do that. Just log in with Google. Creating a new 3D model. You see I already have a bunch of stuff in there and it looks like this. So the first thing I need to do is to do a rectangle down here that is the size of my 3D printer bed. And that is the rectangle. And I'm going to start off just over here. I click the rectangle on the menu. I'm going to start at the origin and I start moving my mouse to make a rectangle. And remember, we want to make our rectangle 220 millimeters, comma, 220, enter. All right. And it draws it for us automatically. All right. We need to get rid of this person here. I'm pressing the space bar for select. I press that. The thing I want to get rid of, in this case, it's the figure of the woman. And now I want to zoom in on this. Sometimes I use my scroll bar, but I actually do like using zoom extents. I forget what the shortcut key is for that. All right. So now I'm going to orbit around O. I just press the O key so I can go like this. All right. Now, my keychain, there is a drawing that I'll have up on the board. But if you remember, my keychain is going to be 90 millimeter. It's going to be a rectangle 90 millimeters by 30 millimeters. And this gray rectangle right here is just representing the size of our 3D printer print bed. So I'm going to start off with a rectangle. I'm going to go down here. Again, I'm going to start in the origin. I just start moving it. And I type in 90, comma, 30, enter. Those are the keys I press. Notice I do not go down in the dimensions field. You never want to go down there. It just causes trouble. So here's my keychain, okay? Now, I want a 10 millimeter line here going off 10 millimeters and a line on the end so I can do my curved end. So I'm going to do a line. I believe that's just L. And I'm going to start right here. I could start anywhere. I'll start in the origin. I'll go over here. And if I keep an eye on my bottom right corner, I see the length, see down over here. When I get out to 10, oops, come on back. When I get out to 10, I could just type, well, I'll just type in 10, enter. And it drew a line there. And you can't really see it because it lines up with the other line, but notice it's telling me that there is an endpoint there. SketchUp's real good about that. And I'm just going to draw a line from here. I'm going to take it straight across, and I want it to be green. Remember these axes, the horizontal axis is x-axis, it's red. The other axis, you can see it in the top corner there, is green. If this line is green, I know I'm parallel to it. So boom, I drew another one. I'm going to go to another corner. I'm going to draw it. I'm going to type in 10. It just drew a line exactly 10. It's going to find that endpoint for me. I'm going to click, take it right across. I also want it to be green, so it's parallel to the y-axis. Click. There we go. Now I'm going to do my arc, and it happens to be right here. And I'm going to start at one side of this line, go to the other side of that line, and go up until where it says midpoint. That tells me I have a perfectly symmetric arc. I'm still in arc drawing mode, so I'm going to click, do an arc down at the other end. From one end of that line, click, to the other end of the line, click, and up to where it says midpoint. Notice if I move it off of there, it doesn't say midpoint anymore, but I get that nice blue dot, tells me I'm exactly on the midpoint. That's my basic shape for my keychain now. Now I can start deleting some of the stuff that I don't need. These lines here, for example, are just reference lines. I can delete them, and the corners, I can delete them. It's not the shape of my keychain. If you remember, the shape of my keychain is, flip back, see me for a second, is like this. So it's 90 by 30 with a hole in it and lettering, okay? Back to SketchUp. Oh, before I do that, so what I'm going to do, I am going to come over here. That hole that we need in the keychain, it's a 10 millimeter hole. The diameter of that hole is 10 millimeter. So we're going to draw a circle with a radius of 5 millimeters, because the radius, remember, is from the center to the edge. Diameter is all the way across. Back to SketchUp. So I'm just going to go to circle. I could, if you notice, I hover over the menu key. It's telling me, the menu item, it tells me what key I can press. So I'm just going to press, I'm just going to click the circle. I'm going to go here till it tells me I'm at the midpoint. So this is exactly the middle of that line, which is what I want. Click. I'm going to move over, and I want it to be exactly 5. So I just press 5 and enter. Those are the keys I'm pressing. And the bottom right corner, notice down over here, it gave me a radius of 5. Now I can start deleting stuff. The select arrow, to get back to the arrow, is the space bar. I highly recommend using the space bar because it's something that you do a lot. I just press space, I just pressed it, and now I can select anything I want. And I'm just going to select the things I want to go away and hit the delete key. So I just selected that. So click, whoops, I just want the line, and delete, click, delete, and I'm going to come down here and do the, oops, just want the line, come on, just the line, click, and I can get rid of these corners. I can also hold down my mouse button, if I get into, let's go ahead and get in erase mode. I've clicked on the eraser. I could also do E. Notice I could just press the E key, and you can literally drag the eraser across those lines, and they will disappear. Now, when I dragged it over here, it also erased part of that big rectangle we did initially. That was our print bed. That's okay, because we got what we need right here. Spacebar for select. I'm pressing the center part of that hole. I'm hitting the delete key. There, it's starting to look exactly like that keychain shape, what we want, it's got all the basic features of our first layer. Remember, everything's built upon that first layer, so you got to get the first layer right. If you don't, nothing else is going to work when you build on top of that. So now, this is the basic shape I want. So I'm going to select the whole thing just by clicking it. It gets those dots all over it. And I'm going to push pull, which is also, I can press P. So, since it's visible, I'll just do that. I'm clicking on it, and I'm going to go up, and I want to go up 3 millimeters. So I'm just going to press the key 3 and press enter. Boom. Notice it also changes color. It tells me it is a 3-dimensional object. I like to go into orbit mode. Orbit is, where is it? It's over here. Where's orbit? No, it's down here, sorry. this orbit key. That's really important when you're doing a 3D model. You can also enable that function by pressing the key O, because I'm holding down my mouse and now I can see all sides of it. It should look like a solid piece of plastic. If it doesn't look like that, let's say I messed somewhere along the line. This is something I haven't talked about much yet. There is a really great undo feature. The undo feature, I always use Control Z. I press the Control key and the Z key at the same time, and it'll undo and basically go backwards through those steps that I have done. Let's say I messed something up. Notice as I press Control, I've got to get back over here. I press Control Z, it just starts undoing everything I did before. All right, let me go ahead and get it back to where I want it. I'm just dragging the eraser over it. I press the E key to do that. I press the space bar for select. I know I'm going fast, but that's the point of this video. All right, there we go. Space bar select, press that thing, push pull. I can click that, or I can just press P and press the P key, pull it up. I press 3 and enter. Boom. All right, now I want to do that raised edge. Remember, we have a raised edge right here all the way around it. It's for aesthetics. It's also to protect the lettering on the keychain. All right, so they called it an offset, and I believe it's up. No, it's, yeah, here it is. You can also you can click on the offset, or you can press the F key. Let's click on the offset. I'm going to start at an edge, and I want a 2 millimeter offset. So I just start to move the mouse a little bit. And again, I'm going to press 2 and enter. It gives me a perfect 2 millimeter offset. Now I want to pull that edge up 2 millimeters. So what are we going to do? Remember, we pulled the whole first layer up. What we're going to do is same on the edge here. Space bars for select. I'm clicking that offset I just did. Notice that it is all freckled. I'm going to pull it up now. And so again, I can just, click, do this, or click P, either one. It's the same thing. I'm going to click it, go up. And to get exactly 2 millimeters, because that's what I want, I'm going to click 2 and enter. Looking pretty good, pretty fast, right? So here we go. Now I want to put text on here. Select space bar. That's where I want the text to go. Make sure you highlight the area where you want the text to go. It helps SketchUp know, helps it place the text. Now this one, you actually have to go to the ... menu where it says more stuff, and I'm going to click 3D print. And you got a few font choices, not many. This is one I like, permanent marker, and yeah, it didn't let me bold it or anything. Keeping in mind the height, it defaults for some reason to 305 millimeters. Our keychain is only 30 millimeters from top to bottom, so our text is going to have to be only 20 millimeters, so we have a little bit of space there, all right? And we want our text to be 2 millimeters thick, in other words, 2 millimeters extruded. Back we go. So make sure I set the height to 20. Come on. Set it to 20 millimeters, and I want it to be extruded, or 2 millimeters thick. And whatever text I type in here, I can type in engineering. Of course, you type in whatever you want and click OK. And then if I just kind of move, you instantly go into move mode, place it on the keychain where we want it to be. Now, this is too big, so remember the scaling function. The scaling function allows us to squish and push-pull this text. That's exactly what we're going to do. And this is the scaling function right here. I can also press the key S. As you get better at this, you'll probably start using the keys more and more. So I'm going to click that, and it creates all these green push-pull points. Always pick this middle one. See how there are 3? The one in the middle is going to shrink it down without changing the thickness of it. If you do the top one or the bottom one, it changes the thickness, can get all wonky. I'm just grabbing this middle one and I'm just sliding it right down until it fits in my keychain. Boom. All right. I am done. I'm using the hand key. They call, what are they? No, it's not on here. It's on here, I think. Yeah, this guy. They call it pan, I believe. Uh, I call it hand because it's also H. So I'm going to just press that pan feature, allows me to slide it around. Looking pretty good. And then I'm going to orbit mode, which is O, or it's also over here where orbit. Oh, no, it's not down here. Sorry. It's pretty frequently used, so they put it over here. Oh, here it is. The I always use the keys, so I get, and there it is. There's my keychain. All right. Yeah, I know that was fast. That is a pretty short video. I'm probably going to do another one even faster, but that's 15 minutes. Everything's done. Okay. Pause the video when you need to. I do like to clean up this other stuff, so I'm going to get my eraser tool out and clean up this other stuff that is not part of my keychain. I'm using the scroll on my mouse to zoom in and zoom out, but there it is. So you definitely want to save it. You want to give it a title that is meaningful. You are going to save it on your Google Drive. Just save it somewhere where you'll remember where it is. I actually have a folder for 3D printing, and I'm just going to type it, engineer, keychain, key change, and click save. So there it is, and now you can turn it in, and I will print it out for you. Okay. I know that was fast, but that was kind of the whole point. Okay. All right. Good luck.